The next slide lists the consequences of a relatively recent attack of a global virus called Conficker. We'll analyze the ways in which the virus can be fought in the next module of the seminar. For now, I would only like to point out that Conficker spreads thanks to the gullibility of the users. Once again, it's an example of social engineering. The right-hand side of the slide presents a window that popped up whenever a user connected a memory stick to a computer which was infected with Conficker. Is it really how the Windows Vista autoplay window looks? Well, the window contains a well-known message prompting the user to open the folder to view the files. The default option, which the user knows and has selected many times before, is highlighted as well. Please note, however, that the heading above this option says Install or Run the program. The virus modified an auto-run file, which you can see in the upper right corner of the slide, in order to use autoplay to get users to run its code. The last scenario we will discuss is an attack targeted at a specific service. We won't elaborate on it because it's not an automated attack. It doesn't use a virus or an exploit. For this kind of attack, the attacker needs only the information that the victim uses a certain version of FTP server created by such and such a company. Then, the attacker sets up the very same version of an FTP server in his own computer. Initially, the attacker will try to conduct the attack on his own server. This means that the future victim is oblivious to his actions. Also, it will allow the attacker to analyze the server's responses in real time, using a debugger or a program monitoring the activity of server processes. All this can allow the attacker to find a server error. For example, a buffer overflow error. Using his own copy of the software used by the victim, the attacker can prepare a specific attack. For example, the attacker can create an exploit and test it on his own version of the server. Once the attack is tried out, it can be reproduced on the victim's computer. In such cases, the antivirus scanner will prove useless. It won't detect any viruses, because the attack will be conducted with the use of an original program that doesn't appear in the scanner's database. If the firewall is used as an application firewall, it won't be much help either. Whether such a firewall detects the attack or not depends on how invasive the attack is. There is a great possibility that the firewall won't notice the attack. Even a correct configuration of the FTP server won't prevent the attack from happening. Strictly following the producer's instruction won't ensure security either, because the attack exploits software bugs, not configuration mistakes. The problem wasn't reported to the producer, so it couldn't have had the chance to issue an update fixing that bug. However, the probability of such an attack is substantially small. Although there are more and more threats out there, Defense in-Depth Security Model gives you the chance to detect an attack when you still have time to react. And even if the attack is successful, its scope will be limited. It will allow you to limit the attack to a given FTP server only, and to prevent it from spreading to the whole computer system or the network the server is connected to. Thank you for your attention.